Greg Bakun here. Halloween is literally just around the corner, and I want to invite you to listen to our annual Halloween episode of GhostBox Radio on Halloween. We're going to have an epic 4-hour broadcast from 7 to 11 p.m. live at the beautifully haunted 300 Clifton Mansion. In fact, why not come out to the mansion to take part in person? All night, the mansion will be offering trolley tour rides, psychic readings, live music, and you can even take part in the ghost hunt we're doing in the mansion live on the air. It's going to be energetic, fun carnival atmosphere. Check out ticket options to join us in person at minneapolistrolleytours.com/Halloween. If you can't come out in person, you can still listen to us or watch us live on Facebook from 7 to 11 p.m. on Halloween, where we'll be doing a live paranormal investigation and so much more. You can stream it live on am950radio.com, watch it live on AM950's Facebook page, or better yet, join us in person at the 300 Clifton Mansion. Ticket information is at minneapolistrolleytours.com/Halloween.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for joining us on this One Question Wednesday reading extravaganza that we're going to introduce our guest, Psychic Medium Refined Divine, in a second. And don't forget, folks, we are doing it also talking about pets as well. But beforehand, I do want to say that we are just less than 24 hours away now from our big Halloween 4-hour live broadcast that starts at 7 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to be live from the 300 Clifton Mansion in downtown Minneapolis. We're doing a live investigation there. We have Ghost Inspector Greg over in Los Angeles. We're going to be cutting in with him doing an investigation out there. And we're doing first time on AM 950, even though we've been doing it all over in the world of the internet. Myth or Mystery. We're doing a live version of that tomorrow on the radio as well, from the mansion as well. It's going to be fantastic. Once again, I am going to be at 300 Clifton in Eden Prairie. We're going to have Mr. Adam making sure that things do not go astray from the AM 950 studios. How are you tonight, Adam?
Doing well. I already made sure to bring my rubber bands and my paper clips to keep the station together so we get everything on the air both tonight and on Thursday.
I just want to say that you're not the first person to make that comment today. And I've been on the radio twice today. I was on the radio with Matt McNeil earlier, and he made a comment about that, though he made it sound like all stations in America are kind of built that way, that they are, in kind of lieu of falling apart at any time now. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. But
in the 6 stations I worked for in my life, yeah, that's common.
You go to CCO, though. I don't think you're going to...
No, I've never worked for a station with money.
I've never worked for a station that's been on the Arbitron rating system.
True.
So, yeah, there is that as well. We are going to have a fantastic program tonight. We're going to talk more about tomorrow in a little bit, but let's get down to why we're here tonight. We are here because we have... it's my favorite time every 2 weeks. I know, Adam, I think it's yours as well, when we bring on Psychic Medium, Refined Divine. Tonight is One Question Readings. This is where you could put a question in the comments, or you can call 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. From there, basically, ask your question, and Deb is going to I don't want to put pressure on her, but I think she would agree with me, blow you away, quite frankly. And that's kind of what she does. The only thing that we do want to make sure that are very clear about, especially as we are coming up on some big dates here, no politics. Okay, we don't want to talk politics tonight. We don't want to talk medical. So if your legs are hurting or something, you go see a doctor. And we do not want to talk legal. I'm trying, but there's one other one, is legal. She's not a lawyer. She is not a lawyer, so don't even try. But put your questions, and if it's about pets, if you want to reach out and find out what Fluffy is doing in the afterlife, do you want to know how Fluffy feels if Fluffy isn't dead, what Fluffy is thinking of you right now? Are you curious about what Grandpa thinks of you in the afterlife, or if Grandpa is still around, and don't ask about him? I mean, I think it's as simple as that, quite frankly. So let's do it. Let's bring on Psychic Medium, Refined Divine, and Deb. How are you doing tonight?
Fantastic. Thanks, Greg.
Well, that's great.
We're excited to be here tonight. We always love talking to pets. And also, we communicate with the living pets, too.
That's right. That's why I said if you're interested in what Fluffy is doing now, you can ask that as well. Yeah, Fluffy, no matter where Fluffy is in the astral dimensional plane, we can
connect with them.
We can connect with Fluffy tonight. Don't worry about Fluffy. Fluffy is well under control. So with that being said, once again, folks, put your question in the comments, and I do want to remind folks to get once it starts adding up, once we start getting more and more questions in there. To get to the top of the line, it's always easier to call 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. The friendly Adam on the other end would be more than happy to help you, direct you onto the air. So let's start with Amber. And Amber wants to know, Deb, is there anything my guides want me to know?
It feels like you are picking up a lot more hours and you're pressing yourself to the max. They say to us, we know that we're into a really new space in your life, but always remember to take time for self. No matter how adventurous or how exciting this is, we still need to slow down a little bit. So you're kind of getting that tug to slow down. You've been feeling a little bit more tired. This is always a, hey, you know what? Just take a little break. That's what they're trying to tell us. Just take a little break.
So with that, Amber, I think we'd all be curious to know, number one, does that resonate with you? Go ahead, put that into the comments, please, because we always like to know and go from there. And I appreciate that. I just want to say there's another question I'm getting to here momentarily, but Edwin, I see your question, and I'm going to tell you right now it's going to be rejected because it's very generalized. Can you focus in on something for us, please, specific, because that's how Deb likes to work. And Edwin, if we don't do it how Deb wants, she's gonna yell at me later. You don't see it on the air, but once we get off the air, it gets ugly. It gets very ugly.
Oh,
so.
Vicious attack.
It's
yes,
just vicious
absolutely.
and mean. And then when Dave joins in, oh my God, it's just, if he can get the 75 cats off of him.
If you think I'm bad, you gotta know Dave. He's a real killer.
As long as he's not being engulfed by cats, he can get kind of nasty. All right. So once again, you feel free to give us a call, 952-946-6205. We're going back to the comments, and Tara asked the question, is my passed over fraternal twin with me?
Always. Twins are inseparable, even in the afterlife and every life. So here's the thing about twins that I absolutely love. There's something very amazing that happens. It's actually a soul that's split in two. And so when we have that happening, that soul is always with you during this life, even when they're on the other side. So yes, absolutely.
Wow. That's really cool. I guess my question for Tara then, Tara, are you feeling that? Are you feeling your fraternal twin with you for you to ask that question, or is it really truly like, I don't know and I'm just curious? I'm just curious about that
I
myself.
can answer that.
Oh.
She knows that they're there.
Okay. All right. There we go. Uh, Edwin asked the question, the first part of the question, so don't yell at me, there's more to it now. He said, anything coming through for me, and then he said, either like for career or love.
Sure. So when we go into the love realm for you, Edwin, we want you to know that when we love self authentically and we align with who we truly are, we'll pull in somebody that's at equal value of that frequency. And when we say frequency, we mean we want somebody to love us for the rest of our lives. We need to also love ourselves for the rest of our lives, because here's what I want you to understand is that the universe aligns us with our energy level. So you want somebody that's going to be lifelong. So we need to commit to loving self so that you can align with that, because I can see the picture perfect that you're looking for. And to align with that, we need to align with self. So a lot of self-love things need to be done here, and encouraging self to be your best self always, and understanding that criticism to self never leads us to self-love. And they're saying to us to not overthink things, because you generally get in your head a lot.
It's amazing that I feel like that's been a theme. I hear other people that I put a lot of weight on in their opinions, just as yours, talking about self-sabotage, talking about how even anything that you say that's derogatory. And I love to be kind of self-deprecating, and I think that there's always a kind of a humility there, but I also think there's a point that something like that can go too far. And you got to be careful about that, because you could say it just out of humility or a way to kind of break the ice or break the the tension or whatever, but then when you start believing it, that becomes a different thing altogether. And on the love side of it, it feels like that we've had a number of people who've come in asking, and I'm not saying this about Edwin, I don't know Edwin, but a number of people coming in, and it always kind of seems to start at the same place. People are looking for their partners, or am I going to find love? And it always, I think 99% of the time, generally comes down to, well, what do you think of yourself? How are you healthy with yourself? Or are you not healthy with yourself?
Because the alignment is just that. And so if you don't want to be with somebody who isn't going to just leave you, or who's somebody who isn't going to love you authentically, then we want to make sure that the alignment is with self. Because the first thing I do when somebody asks me about love is I check your energy. I check your energy levels and the frequency at which you're residing, because that always is going to tell me who you're going to align with, because I also can see what your greatest version of who your mate looks like. And so I do a quick analysis and then do that reading through that, and then always check with your guides too. But all three of them together will always give me an evaluation of how we can make that happen.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because there is no mystical code to this. This is very logical.
It really is. It's that they will align. The universe only aligns us with that what we are. And so if you weren't of that frequency, you wouldn't align with it.
Absolutely. Very interesting. Why don't we get to some other questions here? And it just goes to show that where my memory has gone, because it's like, why is so many people talking about pets? That's because we said we're going to do that. Right? All right. So here
surprise.
Welcome to the Earth, Greg. So Kenzie asked the question, hey, Deb and Greg, how is Bruiser doing in his recent transition?
Did he have is Bruiser your dog that had a lot of the joint and stiffness happening in his body? I'm thinking like hip areas. He's showing me his hips. Is this him?
Kenzie, could you put that in the comments, please, and let us know? Because this is why calling in is equally as fun, because then we can have these conversations on the air. Comment. Here's the thing about comments: they don't make for great radio. Just saying.
But calling in sure does.
Calling in. Okay, so Kenzie, breaking news from Kenzie. Freezer actually was really flexible and did not have any joint problem. Bruiser. I'm like, where did Freezer come from? Okay, thank you, Kenzie, for clarifying, because I'm like, Freezer. Sorry, Kenzie, I'm not trying to make fun of your situation. It's just like, okay, Freezer's this. Okay.
Okay, your current dog has a lot of joint problems. Okay.
And did not
So,
have, yeah, so I'm just gonna read out for people. Bruiser actually was really flexible and did not have any joint problems, but my current dog has a lot of joint problems. I don't know if that's Freezer or not.
okay, so the current dog is the one that's feeding into our energy field. And so let's talk
Okay.
about that because I think it's really important that you understand why this is happening. When we look into that energy, it is his food. So he has a lot of allergens. And so whatever food you're feeding him is causing that the joint stuff and it's making him not feel very well. And so we make sure that you look into that for him because he's really like trying to get into our energy field talking about those hips and those joint problems because it's really making him quite miserable.
Now, is this something where, because Kenzie's asking about Bruiser, and then her current dog is just like, I have this opportunity, like the spirit, just
That's
like
right.
I need. This is maybe one of the only ways that we can just make sure that it's very clear what's happening to me.
That's exactly right. And I can't control the airwaves.
Right, exactly. No, it's just this is it, and I mean, and I don't think Kenzie would have a problem with any of it. I mean, because it's all pet love, and it's all let's how do we whether
Oh,
they've
absolutely.
passed or they're still with us, how do we make sure that we never stop caring, we never stop loving. So 100% on that. Why don't we go ahead and do this? We're just about ready to take a break, and we have some more questions. Folks, keep filling up the comments. We'd love to ask Deb more questions. Also, feel free to call in 952-946-6205. It's not scary. And we'd love to hear from you and your question. And we're doing one question readings with Psychic Medium, Refined Divine tonight here. And we'll be right back. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. And I just want to say real fast before we get back to Psychic Medium, Refined Divine, I've been saying all week, and even though the weather is switching a little bit on us, I do want to remind folks, check out Lilliput in Coon Rapids. They still have, this is the final weekend starting tomorrow and going until November 2nd that you can play Haunted Glow Golf. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Adam, I still think that's worth going and checking out and doing.
Oh, it definitely is. And yeah, it looks like Thursday's the worst evening
course,
when
yeah.
it comes to the forecast.
Good,
So definitely Friday and Saturday is a great chance to get out there, and it's a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And they also do the escape rooms as well. There's a Haunted Mansion escape room currently running, and there's going to be more, including a zombie escape room coming later. So go to lilliput.net. That's LILLIPUTT.net. You need reservations for the escape room, but you don't for Haunted Glow Golf. And folks, once again, as we talked about, tomorrow's not looking great for weather, but don't let that stop you from coming out to our event at the 300 Clifton. We'll talk more about that in the third break. I don't want to take anything, though, away from Deb, who, by the way, Deb, I had so much fun at your fair in Winona. What was that, 2 weeks ago? That was amazing.
Yeah, it was a really good time. Everybody that came said that they really had so many encounters that just healed them so wholly. They were like, "Wow, today was just a miracle and the happening for everybody."
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for letting me speak as well. That was a lot of fun as well. A good turnout, really nice people, good food, good location. Signatures restaurant. It's a really nice location.
It is a beautiful facility.
Just have nothing but good things to say about that experience. So thank you so much for including me and making me a part of that. That was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I took time to watch Greg speak, which may I tell you that his stories had me on edge and I don't spook easily. And
Sorry.
so I was a little goosebumpy. My daughter actually had to leave at one point because she was a little creeped out. It was very enjoyable. I got to actually work with GhostBox with Greg. It was very entertaining. I've never worked with a GhostBox. I've never even seen one. I don't watch TV. I don't watch any of that stuff. So I'm actually very what's the word, simple to those things, because we are psychic and
Right.
we can just talk. And so it was really interesting to hear the voices coming through the ghost box, and then they would jump to me, and
Yeah.
then they would stop talking with Greg because they're like, oh, this is much easier.
Yeah, yeah, and I run into that quite a bit too, where we have spirits. If I have a medium with me, and they'll be like, "Why would I talk through your thing when I could just talk to Deb?"
Yeah, because they have to match their frequency level to your box.
Right,
And so
absolutely.
it's much harder for them to manipulate that box than it is to speak to a medium.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting, and I just really had a good time, and we will say that we had we had something come through that we were talking about earlier. We won't get into it because it's actually a private situation, but it's one of those things that, and I've run into this so many times in my time doing this stuff. You never know who's going to come through. We're not in control. Just like with the dog coming through and saying, "Hey, I'm still alive and I'm in pain." Not that the owners didn't know that. I'm not trying to give that out there. It's just kind of that confirmation. But it's the thing of like, you don't know who's going to come through and what they need our help with, and that was a great example of that.
Yeah, we always, when we put up the beacon, we can never know who we are bringing in. We can call the name in, but it doesn't mean that's who's gonna come in right away. All energies are accessible on the other side, but the urgency seems to always take precedence. So whatever needs to be finished or heard, or the urgency is always number one in line. So we always just take number one that's right there for us, because it always lines up with what people need to hear the most.
Absolutely. We're doing one question readings with Psychic Medium Refined Divine, and I do want to remind folks, go check out her website, refinedivinepsychic.com. Did I see that you changed the name of your Facebook page a little bit?
I did. They allowed us to change it, which is phenomenal. We put it in Refined Divine Presents Garden of Eden. Garden of
Eden Medium.
Medium. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to say it. So once again, it's Refined Divine. Okay, what is it? Presents
Garden of Eden Medium, Psychic Medium. So the reason why we were able to add the Refined Divine on there is because it takes 60 days to change your name. Mm-hmm. And we weren't allowed to take our original name because our Facebook is now not unpublished. It is now suspended.
Oh, that's an improvement, right?
It's an improvement. We're moving on up.
That's fantastic. So once again, folks, go to Refined Divine Presents Garden of Eden Psychic Medium. Go and please like the page. Go to refinedivinepsychic.com. Any events that you have coming up? I know that this was the last fair that you're putting on just a couple weeks ago, right? For this year, right? Or is there more?
For this year. In January, we have every single weekend, we have fairs. And you can find those on our website and also on our Facebook page. And Greg's going to be speaking at those.
At some of them.
Some of them.
Well, how did I just burst a bubble or something? I just felt like I ruined everything. Some of them I'll be there.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, right, exactly. As Annette says, and this is for me, words are hard. They truly are. All right, we're doing one question readings. Remember, folks, no politics, no medical, no legal. We're going to the phones, 952-946-6205. There we have Jen, who's been patiently waiting. Jen, welcome to GhostBox Radio. Do you have a question for Deb tonight?
Yes, I do. Hi there.
Hi.
Deb, I'm curious whether or not myself or anybody in my family has ever been a witch in a past life.
So let's make the direct question for yourself. Let's go there, okay? So
Sure,
that way we can
sure.
keep the energy line. And there's the black cat running across my chest as we ask that question.
Timing is everything.
And your name is your real name Jennifer?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Let me just look. Okay, so currently, right now in your current life, it seems like energy seems to be your thing. Like electronics will malfunction, lights might flicker. You go underneath a light outside, it might dim. Different weird stuff like this has happened throughout your life. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's because it's in your lineage and it's in your ancestry. And so this is something that you do have inside of you. And we call this a healer, actually. And so a healer has been mistaken for a witch for centuries and centuries and centuries, because a healer is able to help others and also manipulate and maneuver energy, because the energy is inside of our body and we distinguish the energy from the body to the outside. And that's actually why things are flickering and maneuvering around you, is because of your energy inside of your body. And so the answer to your question is yes.
Okay. I kind of had a feeling. I've always been very sensitive to energies, and I can feel energies and whatnot. So that makes sense to me.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
And so how you would go about making this more come to fruition is that know that it is happening and pay attention to it and give it value, because the more we pay attention to things, the more they become prominent in our lives, because our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions create our reality and our existence here on this earth. And so to bring it more into fruition, we just need to focus on it more.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for the call, Jen. And see, folks, we're nice. We're nice when people call in. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, it's nice and easy.
It is actually quite a bit easier. I see that witchcraft is working over on the phones with Adam right now. As it lights up, he's about to answer, and then it doesn't light up again. That amuses me. So let's go to the comments then, and let's see here. Annette. Let's find Annette's question. She stated it as a statement, but she meant it as a question. She says, I hope my Sheba forgives me, and it's her that comes and lays down with me. And I'm wondering if she's asking, does Sheba forgive, and is it her that comes and lays down with her? That's a guess. Maybe Annette, maybe I have that wrong. I don't know.
And so when I go into Sheba's energy, very much has nothing against you. So we always have to understand that when they cross over to the other side, that it is all love and light. And their feelings towards you is nothing but love and thankfulness. Because they, first of all, animals are unconditional love, and we can learn a lot from them. And so when we look in Sheba's energy, absolutely not. So thankful for you rescuing her. So thankful for you babying her. She says to us that you treated her like human. And she says to us that she would always come to you whenever you were eating, because that was her favorite time. And she says to us that the forgiveness comes because of the way she died. And she wants you to know that this has nothing to do with your decisions, that it was her time. It was her time.
Okay, let's see if there's... and Annette says, I did rescue her. So that's cool. And here's the thing. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody who has been able to channel an animal who, if the animal's in pain, that there is even a question of forgiveness for doing the right thing and taking away that pain. It's never been something. I know Annette, and I get it from a human standpoint, from human emotions. We think that we are, that we're making such a hard decision, and it is a hard decision, but when you're putting them down, you see the pain, you see what they're going through. And, we are, I always think the two cats that I've had to put down, it's probably the best thing I've ever done for them, was to be able to make that decision and take away that selfishness on my end.
Sacrificial love.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Annette, I appreciate the question. Once again, we are doing one-question readings. You do have any retreats coming up or anything?
Yeah, our next one-day spiritual retreat is November 17th, and we still have some space for that day, and it's $100 for the whole entire day. And we are going to be doing unlocking the change in your life that you need to move forward. So whatever is sticking you, we are going to unstick it, and we are going to be in the space of Refined Divine Crystal Shop, a retreat center right here in Galesville. So you just come on over and be over here, and we We supply all the food, all the drinks, the entertainment, and of course, I channel the whole entire day.
That's awesome. And once again, folks, you can find out more about it at refinedivinepsychic.com. And if you are using Facebook, go over to Refined Divine Presents Garden of Eden Psychic Medium, and go there and like the page, support, and you're going to find out everything that's going on there as well as when Deb or Dave posts whatever. So definitely do that. Plus, it's just nice, especially with Deb giving her time to do the one-question readings, that we can support what she is doing as well. Let me take a look here. Why don't I'm going to jump around a little bit. So, folks, I will get to your questions. Angie asked the question, do you have anything to tell me from a cat named Annie?
Was this a childhood pet for you?
If you could put that into the comments, since you didn't call, then that would be super helpful.
Yeah,
so
Angie, just pick up the phone.
I mean, I met Angie. She didn't seem to have a problem talking, so I don't know why she won't call in, but that's fine. Maybe because I'm.
She's gonna say my kid's in bed. Yeah. That's what she's gonna say.
She says no.
No. Okay. I do have a childhood pet here, but let's try again. What was the cat's name?
The cat's name was Annie.
Okay, so a quick passing with this one. It feels like almost like a missing of the cat, or the cat went missing, or there's something with the cat missing. I'm not sure if this is like the cat got put outside or what happened, but it feels like missing. And so she says to us, don't worry, we are safe. We are on the other side. We live a very fulfilled life. We lived a very honorable life because she was able to give her love to her. And there was something special about her connection with the cat versus everybody else's in the house.
Okay.
So yes.
Angie, if you'd like to, please let us know. If that resonates with you. I just wanted to also quickly, because we had a couple people that we have that you have read. I was like, we have read. No, you have read. For a couple of them came back and said, Edwin in particular, he said that basically everything you were saying was absolute on track there. So thank you for that. And I believe Amber says, thank you. It was spot on to her question in the last segment as well. Let's see here. What time is it? So I don't have anything new from Angie. So, Angie, if you do want to put something in, we'll get back to you about it in a bit. No problem. Let's see here. Danielle asked the question, anything from my English Mystique Kelly that passed a couple years ago?
Oh my gosh, Danielle, when I go into that energy, it is like so like high energy, very excited. It feels like this dog was hard to keep up with. Like literally it was like so high energy that you would be like, what am I going to do with this dog? And so they're saying to us that just so thankful for all the time that you gave and all the patience that you had for him, and so happy that you found the current love of your life, your puppy, because he is the one that sent it to you.
Wow.
He's the one that sent it to you. The current dog that you have, he made sure that he came to you so that you wouldn't be lonely.
And that's how it works, right? Generally, so how we believe it works, that the previous animal finds their replacement after they cross, right?
Oh God, yes. Not always, but we'd say about 90%. Mm-hmm. It's influenced. Like all of Dave's cats over here.
All 300 of them. Yep.
Yep. All those cats Dave has. He's Catman. Definitely sent by all of his pats that have passed.
But there's something weird going on with him and the cat. So I mean, I don't know if he's like wearing like liver in his pockets or something like that. I don't.
The cats just lay all over him like he's like the king of cats. I'm not
king of cats. Now, don't get me wrong. Dave is a great person. He deserves to be loved by cats. It's just that I don't know.
He deserves to be loved by somebody for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a whole other. Anyway, Daniel says I had a feeling she knew, so that's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think to myself about the fact that with Linus, his time's coming. I mean, maybe still like with the next couple of years or so. Right now where I'm at is I just don't know if I'm ready, if it's time after 6 cats to be like, you know what, it's time for a break, because as much as I love them, your heart always ends up getting broken somehow. It's a circle of
But
life.
how much is it so fulfilled when you get that new kitty?
I don't know. That's and you can't give that to me when I still have my old kitty. That's sorry, Linus. I've been thinking about your replacement. No.
We'll just gift you a new kitty.
No. I know you have like 1,000 over there. No, that's not how it works.
Don't worry. I can manifest you a new kitty anytime you're ready, Greg.
Anyway, I think it's time for a break. So let's, folks, keep putting your comments in, especially the pet ones. Those are great. We have a couple more that we want to get to. Also, call in 952-946-6205. We're not frightening. We're not scary people to talk to. It moves a little bit quicker as well. And just keep them coming. It's a great time tonight. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. And once again, I just want to remind everyone, tomorrow is it. We have been talking about this for so long. It is so exciting. I mean, let alone the fact that tomorrow is Halloween. We invite you to join us for our special 4-hour live Halloween episode, live from the 300 Clifton Mansion in downtown Minneapolis. We are going 4 hours. We're doing a special episode of Myth or Mystery, and we are going to do a live investigation in the mansion as well. And we do invite everybody, if you're around and you're nearby, go over to minneapolistrolleytours.com/Halloween, and you get tickets to join us. It is a ticketed event. If you want to come out to the mansion and you go to that website, you can decide what works for you in terms of what you want to do when you're out there. And I'm sure you have options to kind of do other things when you're there as well. It's just going to be a great night. And as I said, we are doing a live episode of Myth or Mystery. So for those of you who only listen to me on the radio, you'll be able to actually meet the folks who, excuse me, I'm so excited I can't stop coughing. You get to meet the folks that I keep talking about every week. Here is the promo for tomorrow's episode of Myth or Mystery.
This week on Myth or Mystery, for Halloween of 2020, the YouTube show Unexplained Cases did an episode featuring a live paranormal investigation. Miriam was in costume and remote viewed the location. The next day, her mom notified her that the witch doll in Miriam's setup had moved during the show. To investigate this, I watched the episode and saw the doll move multiple times. It begins about an hour into the show when the witch's broom handle moves with a really slight, subtle motion. 2 minutes later, the broom moves again, but the doll continues moving laterally and actually faces away from the camera with jaw-dropping activity. The Myth or Mystery panel will analyze these clips for possible insight into this case of the dancing witch. And join us as we investigate the legend of the poltergeist curse on Myth or Mystery, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9.
So there you go. That's exciting. Adam was able to sit in last week for Ryan wasn't able to join us. Did you have fun?
That was an absolute blast. I can't wait to actually be a part of it again at some point in the future, other than just tomorrow.
Well, and I have a date for you, so we'll talk about it afterwards and
Works
see
for
if
me.
you're available. Okay.
Maybe I'll actually have a setup I can do in like less than 5 minutes of warning.
Well, and we can also maybe get you videos for less than 5 seconds of warning as well.
True.
So yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. So please, if you have anything that you don't have going on tomorrow, please join us and watch. I'm really excited for it, but we're really excited now because we have, it's our favorite Wednesday. It's a Refined Divine Psychic Medium. We are talking about one question readings. We have a lot of great stuff to get through. And Deb, we have someone on the phone, which is pretty exciting. And we're going to...
Angie.
What's that?
Angie?
Yeah, totally, 100%. There you go. Well, there's no need for Adam or myself. We'll see you tomorrow. Angie, wow. Okay. I mean, honestly, what's the point? Okay. Well, and here's the thing. Most of you don't even say hi to me when you get on the phone. It's always hi Deb, hi Deb and Dave, hi Deb and Dave and Adam. And now there's no need for us to even announce who's on the phone. You know who that is as well. So.
I said hi, Greg, in the beginning.
Yeah, before you came on the air, I guess. No. Angie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How about you, Greg?
Doing very well. Oh, here's the Okay, Deb is very talented, but you must have read the private chat. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There we go.
I got a little insight.
Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. But not everything she says is in the private chat. Just remember that. Okay, Angie, what's your question for Deb?
No.
My question is, I guess, which animal was coming in then? Because I don't want to shove anybody away.
Yeah. So the animal I was getting was like there was like a disappearance, or it was like a going away. It was like almost feels like lost, but was very particular to you, and was like you were like the special one to it.
A dog or a cat?
This was like we were put outside, like she was put outside, or she was lost. Did you find a cat?
Oh my! I rescued a kitty from somebody that was homeless. That was my Annie cat, and I had her for about 4 years. But that was like probably 4 or 5 years ago that I had her. But I had dogs
I
when
got
I was
a yes
younger
when you
that
said
my
that,
parents
because
believed
it's like
they had to be outside.
Yeah, because we were put outside, is what she kept saying to us.
Yeah, that's my dog's Shadow from being a kid.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
she had like 2 litters
okay.
of puppies, and yeah, it wasn't great for her. So I've always treated my animals like extra great after when, I'm an adult.
Oh, so it's been life changing for you. So that pet was very, very important for you.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it was the beginning of the rescuing of your pets. And let me tell
Probably,
you have a
I'm
plethora
sure.
of pets.
What's that, hon?
You have so many pets on the other side.
I know.
Like literally, I'm like, oh my
like
God!
Other people's
it's like
pets are my pets.
Around about
And, yeah.
Dave's kitties. How about Angie's kitties?
Right. Jeez. All right.
Oh, the kitties and dogs. Yes.
My gosh, it's like.
And Edwin in the comments is my neighbor, and he needs to just hop in the car and come see you sometime too.
We'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's my neighbor buddy. So.
All right. All right.
Well, you better come to the one-day retreat. He needs it.
I've been trying, man. So
Edwin.
Literally, the song just came into my head. All the single ladies.
Well, is that what
funny.
I mean, that's not what this retreat's for, though, right? I mean, it's not there to.
Oh my God, no! But
I mean, am I misunderstanding
how
with
many
this?
people-
I'll be there then. No, I'm just.
yeah, but listen to this. Do you know how many people actually find their mates at my retreats?
I don't.
Oh my God, we literally could start a dating site. It is that intense, and we've had people get engaged at our retreats. We have had it's insane.
So the new website is debharmony.com?
Right.
Apparently, it's for
all
real.
sorts of life-changing
Angie knows
things
what I'm
happen at
talking
the
about.
retreat.
There we go. Wow. Well,
Yes, yeah.
there we go. And
there's like wonderful couples that our hearts just like beat for them.
and
Yeah,
Like,
there's love
it's
blossoming
great.
my
everywhere at our
God,
retreats.
unbelievable. It would mean that I have to leave my house.
Well,
That-
it's a whole
that-
lot better out there
that-
by the people.
That oh, that's what you think. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. No, okay. Well, that's good. And Angie just transformed this episode from 1 question reading to 25 question reading. So I appreciate.
You asked me to call, Greg. You knew what you were
She has
getting.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
She
Yeah, I
has
knew.
that effect.
You knew what this was going to be.
You buddy.
This is your fault. All right. No, it's good to hear from you, Angie.
Yeah, you guys too. You have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Get the next caller. Bye-bye.
Well, that's That's hurtful because we don't have one. So
Well, thanks for staying up for us. She
yeah,
doesn't usually stay
is
up
she
this
is she
late,
is
so
she an
that was
early
nice.
early bird sleeper?
Well, not too early, but not very late either.
Not that we need to get into the sleeping habits of Angie on the air, but we can talk about that later. So let's see here. Linda asked the question: does Linus ever wear costumes on Halloween? I don't know if dressing. I don't know if it's dressing like an a-hole is a costume or not. And does he not know that Halloween is only one day? But then Linda does ask a question. She says, someone told me I have a skunk for a spirit animal. Do you see that?
No.
I don't even know what to say because listen, I'm not trying to shame animals, but I don't know if I'd want to be identified as a skunk is like you have a spirit animal skunk. Have you heard that before? Is that actually a good thing? This isn't a realm I'm not used to, so I'm afraid I don't want to insult anybody.
I don't see that for her. Actually, I see like elk and deer around her, and so I think she sees that a lot too. Like definitely something that is that calls to her, or she sees that a lot. Is that true, Linda?
If you want to answer, Linda, if you're still there. In the meantime, when I was talking about Angie staying up late to listen to the show, she just says, I had to wash the dishes. So that really is a ringing endorsement for GhostBox Radio. Linda says, that's so what I feel. That's so what I feel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know why some people say what they say, but we'll always tell you the truth.
Well, here's my question, and it's about Linda Judd. Does Linda call in and put in comments just to see what kind of reaction she can get out of me, say the stuff that she says? Because that's what I'm getting. It's like,
Never can tell.
Never. I think I can. I think I truly can. Yeah, elves and deers.
Elves and deers.
Yeah. Okay, there you are. So we got that. Yeah, no, it's something, all right. Yeah, so I find it interesting that I forget about the idea of thinking about your animal spirit guides, or how you identify with animals and stuff as well. And it's like, God, that's so fascinating.
Well, Greg, at my spiritual retreats, we teach you how to channel those spirit animals.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, you should come check it out.
I should.
Yeah.
And same with other people. And you can go to refinedivinepsychic.com. You can go check out the retreats that are going on there. And also, what we haven't talked about as well is doing full readings. Is your time filling up for readings, or do you have plenty of time for readings?
I'm pretty full, but I fit people in, and I tend to do really late readings. And Dave's over here looking at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" Some days I'll read from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. and because I just absolutely love it. And so there's always time. Sometimes we're booked out a week or two, but we do also get a lot of cancellations. So always just send us a message, and we'll fit you in too.
That's great, because you never know.
Especially if it's important.
Because you never know unless you ask, right? Linda, and this is
that's right.
And this is going towards what I said earlier about what my psychic intuition about Linda is. Linda says Greg wants to host a live at your retreat, Deb. I think that's some sort of, I don't know what what she's trying to do there, but we don't want to impugn upon the beauty of the retreat by creating some sort of broadcast out of it either. So,
well, We would have you come and speak at one of our retreats, though. People would really love that. And we'll do it right at bedtime.
You told me that people left because they're scared.
That's why we said we'd have you do it at bedtime.
I mean, we send Adam home occasionally, and he has to sleep with the lights on. Because we scare him with the show sometimes.
We believe it. We believe it because I'll tell you, I had goosebumps and I had chills and I had quills and I don't scare. Ask Dave. If I'm scared, you should run.
Yeah, well,
I don't scare.
I was scared, and we talked about aliens. We talked about all sorts of things. So, yeah, no, it was certainly something, and yeah, I mean, well, and that's just it. That these retreats are meant for beauty and self self improvement,
self-love and transformation, and tapping into your spiritual gifts and finding out who you truly are and your connection to the other side. Absolutely,
and not being marked by aliens. So,
well, we have had aliens at our retreat, and that is the truth.
That is true.
So,
I remember you talking about that too.
I have video and pictures to prove it.
I know. Well, I haven't seen them, but I do know that you mentioned them. I hope someday that to check them out because they sound extraordinarily fascinating. I just think they're great.
We can share them with you.
That's great. And so as we wrap up, I want to remind everybody, go check out refinedivinepsychic.com. Get your readings scheduled. Also, make sure you check out the one-day retreat there. And I do ask everyone, go over to Facebook. Refined Divine presents Garden of Eden Psychic Medium. Please go there, like the page, and interact, please. Deb, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's always so much fun.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And Greg, we have the $45 special too. $45 readings.
That's fantastic. So, and that's on the site as well, right?
No, you have to message us directly.
So message about the $45 readings. And
on our Facebook.
On the Facebook page, Refined Divine Psychic presents Garden of Eden Psychic Medium. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the Clifton Mansion, 300 Clifton, for 4 hours. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.